Written by one of the most prolific songwriters of the past 30 years, Damon Albarn's El Mañana, released under the band name Gorillaz, is inarguably a masterpiece ballad, a highlight among many timeless and unique artistic achievements on a masterpiece album known as Demon Dayz. El Mañana's descending chord arrangement, haunting vocal melody, and down-tempo beat create a hypnotic ambiance of melancholy that effectively draws in the conscious and subconscious mind of its listener, from its initial note right until its faded outro disappears back into the ether. The song itself is an experience, but aside from its efficacious melody lies its enigmatic lyrics, whose meaning are disputed by fans the world round. The sorrowful mood of the music and vocal melody lines seem to tell a story all their own, regardless of what words are being said within them. And this is what has led to speculation of this song being about such themes as general depression, a soldier's plight, drug dependency, all the way to a metaphor for 9/11, and everything in between. However, with all due respect, those theories all seem to miss the mark. While ambiguous, the lyrics do contain key lines which seem to reveal what story is actually being reported. And while it is a sad story, it is very much a song of hope. In the most reductive terms, though, El Mañana is a breakup song. Told from the point of view of a heartbroken protagonist in the process of being abandoned by their longtime lover, the lyrics always return to the hope that in the future, they'll be together again. The first verse likens the love being lost to a personified summer, a poetic technique commonly used in pop music. That is to say, to use concepts such as the days of the week, or the weather, or the seasons, or even the sun, moon, and stars to represent emotions and or occurrences, such as Mr. Moonlight, Tuesday's Gone, Blue Moon, or Sunshine of Your Love, just for some examples. Like other songs which do the same, here, in El Mañana, Damon uses the summer to represent love because of summer's sunny warmth, its visual magnificence, and its knack to sustain blossoming life. In other words, as in most poetry, summer represents warmth, beauty, life, joy, and vitality. When the season changes, however, we enter the fall, which represents death, or the beginning of the end of something, and we could allegorically view this change of the seasons as the summer turning its back on us. In fact, ancient cultures did that very thing. As does Damon Albarn in the first verse of El Mañana, as his protagonist sings in somewhat disjointed English, "Summer don't know me no more. He got mad. Tiresome. Summer don't know me. He just let me low in myself." In live versions, this line is often changed to, "He just left me low in myself," or some such variation. Now, artistic license and halting grammar aside, the message is clear. Summer has grown tired of me. It has left, leaving me deflated. This is followed by the pre-chorus, where the true meaning of the song is first blatantly revealed, when the character speaks to the summer, but really directly to his lover, saying, "'Cause I do know love from you," followed afterwards by a description of the state of their love. Then, "just dying," which reflects the changing of the seasons after summer has left, when the leaves start to fall and the flowers keel over and rot, signaling the cold, empty, and dark times at hand. We then move into the chorus, where Damon's protagonist laments on the day it all ended, solemnly singing, "I saw that day, lost my mind," which is beautiful prose, especially that first line, "I saw that day," which can be taken one of two ways, but both to the same end. The first is to interpret it as him saying with sad reflection, "I experienced that day, I lived it, I saw that day." Or we can interpret it as him saying, "I finally saw the truth that day, I saw that day." Either way, this line is followed by the reaction he had to either of these interpretations, "I lost my mind." Then, after these lines, for the first time in the song, the underlying message of hope presents itself. Because despite having experienced that awful day of loss, and losing his mind over it, the protagonist realizes that he is okay, because he is optimistic that in the future, the object of his love will love him back. and he expresses this by singing, "Lord, I'm fine. Maybe in time, you'll want to be mine. I saw that day, lost my mind. Lord, I'm fine. Maybe in time, you'll want to be mine." In short, I lost my mind over her leaving, but I'm okay now because I'm hopeful she'll be mine in the future. The future being the key to the whole song, actually. As in Spanish, El Mañana, the title of the song, means morning in the sense of signifying the future, as mañana as an adverb means tomorrow. The second verse then continues with this exact theme, while also continuing with the poetic technique of a seasonal metaphor. "Don't stop the bud," the protagonist sings. "When it comes, it's the dawn you'll see." Likening his and his object of affection's love to a flower, he begs her to refrain from denying its growth, as when it blossoms, it will be under the glory of the rising sun of the morning. Once again, using the trope of the sun/summer, in this case dawn, to represent beauty, warmth, and vitality. We then finally break away from the metaphor, be it only briefly, to reveal, or rather, reinforce the meaning behind the story when he sings, "Money won't get there. 10 years past tonight, you'll flee." These are the most literal lines in the entire song, and as a result, we are given enough information to reach a reasonable conclusion. After 10 years, possibly 10 years to the exact night being revisited in these lines, depending on where you put the poetic comma, as in 10 years past tonight, comma, you'll flee, or 10 years past, comma, tonight you'll flee. Either way, what the lines are saying is that after 10 years, the relationship is now ending, and no amount of money could save it. She is fleeing, and that's that. Money won't get there, 10 years past, tonight you'll flee. "If you do that," he then sings, "I'll be sworn to find you." These lines also reinforce the narrative of a lover leaving, and the hope that tragedy somehow creates, essentially boiling down to, "You're about to kill our long blossoming relationship and run, but I'll be right behind you to bring you back home." "I saw that day," our protagonist then repeats, and now we know what happened on that day. "Lost my mind. Lord, I'm fine. Maybe in time, you'll want to be mine." After this, Damon, or the character he is speaking through, repeats that hope again and again like a mantra. "Maybe in time you'll want to be mine. Maybe in time you'll want to be mine," and so on and so on. So we see that, while at its most base level, El Mañana is a song about a person losing their lover, it is in the foremost a song about the hopes of getting a lost lover back in the future, or rather, in the dawn of a new day. El Mañana. The feeling it purveys is quite close to a couple earlier Damon Albarn pieces from his days in Blur. In 1999, on their album 13, Blur released the songs Tender and No Distance Left to Run. Both were written about Damon's difficult breakup with his longtime girlfriend Justine Frischmann of the band Elastica. And one can't help but to wonder if the somewhat coded story of heartbreak being told in El Mañana pulls from those very same emotions, still locked away deep in Damon's psyche. Whatever the case, it is a work of art in and of itself, and stands as one of his greatest songs. But of course, that's only one opinion, and I'd love to hear what you think of El Mañana, and what you think the lyrics are about in the comments section below. But before you go writing those thoughts down, first enjoy these bonus 5 additional facts about Gorillaz El Manana. 1. While El Mañana sits as track 7 on March 2005's Demon Days album, Gorillaz also released it as a rare double A-sided single along with the track Kids with Guns in April of the following year. 2. The iconic animated music video for El Mañana, which depicts Gorillaz' character Noodle on a floating island being attacked from above by military helicopters, was banned in the United States. Though no gore or violence is shown in the incredibly artistic presentation, the US said no way for what appears to still be unspecified reasons. 3. The hip-hop feel of El Mañana comes from its drums arrangement, a unique beat which was programmed by none other than New York musician and famed producer Danger Mouse. 4. Surprisingly, El Manana only reached number 27 on the UK charts, but has since become a favorite at Gorillaz concerts. 5. Those aren't synthesized strings you're hearing. Damon Albarn wrote and arranged the melancholy section of strings playing throughout the track, hiring a cello, 2 viola, and 2 violin players to record the piece, peppering El Manana with its epic ambiance. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Don't forget to leave your comments below, like, and subscribe. There's plenty more videos on the way.